Hello everyone, it has been 3 months since I came to Singapore, and here are some thoughts of mine about NUS compared to Dikyo University. As you may know, the weather in Singapore is hot around the year, and it is around 26 to 31 degrees outside, like this, or sometimes it can suddenly rain, yet there is no cold season. This was the biggest difference that I found difficult to adapt to compared to the weather in Japan. I am staying in a single non-AC room in Cinnamon College. Although there's no AC in my room, I have to adapt with the heat and survive by using public space. NUS is divided into two main spaces, the main campus with different faculties and U-Town. I stay on the 21st floor, and luckily I can see amazing views from here. NUS takes student well-being into great consideration. Therefore, we also have free access to the common pool and the gym. Now, let's head out and discover other NUS specialities which I found interesting and different from Dikyo. Not to mention, the fact that U-Town is a small residential city already makes the difference between NUS and other universities in general. Here is a brief view of U-Town, or I usually call it the green area. U-Town is located in the west side of Singapore and it is much more spacious than Tokyo Land. This big space has given NUS students the opportunities to form and operate different communities and activities. Imagine on a random sunny day, you walk down and see a bunch of people inside a ball playing balls. And of course, there are so much other sports activities being held daily here too. And a little bit further to another section of U-Town, we have free market events by the student group themselves. If you don't know how to catch up with these events, just go to a random elevator in the dorms, or the poster related are hung there, and you can find anything from parties, seasonal events, sports, food, arts, board games, to nail polish if you want to practice someday. This reminds me of Dikyo's Soko or Sakuru.
Got a bad attitude, playing till I'm out of moves. No need for shame, I get more peace at slow speeds. Go beat the game, young control freak, it's cold in my veins. I'm below freezing, snow season made me.
You don't need to sign up in advance, but you can. They will always welcome walk-in fellows. A lot of events are held during nighttime while everyone else is asleep, and NUS students keep the energetic flows.
So dark up above, the sun's in my heart, and I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Na 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 na, na 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 na, yeah. You are the music in me. If you want to view wise men say, only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with きほってれば幸せド感動あふれる夢を買いましょう気分は
Tomorrow may be right around the
This led me to my third point, nightlife in Newtown. Similar with the daytime dynamic, nightlife in Newtown is also diverse. Taking advantage of the free space, people go out playing ping pong balls, rock climbing, or even studying. I found it interesting because I've never seen circles practice being held outdoors like this in Rikyo campus. The fact that Japanese circles usually are in private space and we rarely see their performances is kind of sad. I can say that student life in Singapore is much more stressful because most people here are required to be good at studying and be healthy. Talking about study, let's check out some of my classes. All classroom in NUS, no matter occupied or without people, is always in air-conditioned status. Sometimes it is very cold inside the room, and the student have to bring their sweater to class. Otherwise, it is not rare to see students wear shorts and slippers to class. That reminds me of my days in Rikyo, having difficulties choosing clothes to school because people in Japan have such good fashion sense and they always have perfect outfit for the day. About the class itself, a different feature you can see in NUS and some Europe universities that is different from most Japanese schools that I know is that a class will be divided into two parts, lecture and tutorial. The lecture is similar to a normal lecture in everywhere. You come in a big hall and listen to professor's speech for around 1.5 hours. But the extra point here is the tutorials, usually with small capacity, and it's organized to help students to understand the contents from the lecture more and have more opportunities to interact with other students through group projects. And NUS also have a similar student assistance system to Rikyo, where the senior students teaches lower grade students in the tutorials. Overall, although the time range for class in NUS is longer than Rikyo, teachers also put in effort on making the lecture interesting and interactive by making polls and free comments. Some of my other classes in NUS College are operated in seminar style, with more assignments include reading, writing, doing presentations, or even creating music. Other than that, NUS students are very hardworking in terms of they can study everywhere, every time. There is a rumor saying that NUS students don't sleep in Newtown. One thing you might be wondering by now, how do I go to class every day? Most of the time, I walk. But when I have a class in the main campus, I use the shuttle bus because NUS campus is so huge. It gets very crowded at peak time, so I have to prepare at least 30 minutes in prior to my class. The bus is very spacious and clean, sometimes very loud with a lot of students in it, which I think rather different from the public culture in Japan, while we usually try to stay quiet and not making any conversations on public transport. Arriving at the building, there usually are escalators everywhere, which is very convenient. But sometimes it does get broken and I walk again. And I saved the best for the last. One of my to-go canteen in NUS is the deck. You can order food from the stall or through a machine like this. And despite the price, very cheap, the quality of the food is decent good and make you full enough for your next class. This canteen, or most of NUS canteen, provides different cuisines from Japan, China, India to Western fried food, and usually there are halal or non-halal options. The utensils are separated for different purposes. Part of this is because Singapore is a multicultural country with people from different places such as China, Philippines, Malaysia, and etc. Whereas Rikyo University canteen usually emphasize the Japanese cuisine with different options on rice, curry, noodles to promote their delicious food, which I miss very much by now. Beside the deck, I also recommend trying the canteens inside Newtown, similar but with better seats and less people. I also use this space as one of my study spots because why not? To end this video, I just want to say Singapore isn't that different from Japan. It is a bigger pool with various cultures mixed, includes Japanese. Singapore is also very modern with their automations and the well-being assistance services. But sometimes I also feel the pressure of the students here, having to be able to deal with the heat, the study intensity, the expectation from their parents of being good mentally and physically, not to mention the expensiveness of the country itself. Nowadays, there are a lot of students trying to get themselves chances to studying abroad, escaping from the crowded market. What do you think about this?